As I've said before, Joe Judge, glorified gym teacher. And honestly, that's probably disrespectful to my gym teachers. The New York Giants are 4-8. They are tied for the second worst record in the NFC behind only the Lions. And Joe Judge just said things are moving in the right direction. And I'm pleased. I'm pleased. Earth to Joe Judge. Having a whistle around your neck, wearing sweatpants, doesn't mean you're coaching the boys to a state title. What a chump. What an absolute chump. He's pleased. Things are moving in the right direction. Mike Glennon had one of the most devastatingly disgusting quarterback games in Giants franchise history. In Giants 100 years of football, Mike Glennon's neck accounted for perhaps the worst day ever. And he's pleased and things are moving in the right direction. What an absolute clown. Tough guy, tough guy, tough guy, tough guy. Oh, 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 tough guy. Give me a T, give me an O. U-G-H, tough guy, tough guy, tough guy. But boy, when his job is on the line and the pile of garbage is flaming, well, I like what I see here. I'm pretty pleased. Things are moving in the right direction. What happened to tough guy? What happened to tough guy, Joe? What happened to tough guy? What you just saw was garbage. It was trash yet again. What happened to tough guy? Where's tough guy? Don't see tough guy. Well, we're really pleased. Things are moving in the right direction. Now you're a pushover. Now you're a fraud. Because apparently you're not a tough guy. Not when it means your job is on the line. No, it's nothing to see here. Like Frank Drebin and fireworks going off behind you. Please disperse. Nothing to see here. It's flaming wreckage. What an absolute joke. For the Lawrence Taylors and Michael Strahans and Carl Banks and Phil Simms and Eli Mannings and all of the greats that have gone through that franchise, blood, sweat, tears, and won. And understand what it takes to win. And understand what it takes to win in December. And understand what it takes to win championships and playoff games. To hear Joe Judge after that poop fest say, moving in the right direction, really pleased with what I see, should make them all nauseous. Oh, that's the right direction? Tied for the second worst record of the NFC? That right there? You're pleased? Okay. Then I think we're done here. And once again, Mraz, I mean, you staking your reputation to this team is just more misguided loyalty. I mean, what? A, that you actually bet on them is ridiculous. That we had this bet that the Giants would make the playoffs. Of course, they weren't going to make the playoffs. And so now, of course, Mraz has to sit outside, shirtless, body paint, Buddha belly, flapping in the wind, the cold January wind, right outside our building, as he has a sign up that says, "I'm sorry, Giants fans." But number two, you actually still wear their gear. I mean, you're donned yesterday, head to toe in blue and red, sitting in front of these TVs, big screen TVs for the Giants. You got the big blanket behind you. I mean, why do you do this?
I don't know, because it's the only thing that should be bringing happiness to my life, and it's awful. And everything I proclaimed that was going to happen ahead of that bet about the playoffs coming back into the mix, yeah, everything happened except the Giants winning games. Now, I never thought I would see Mike Glennon play quarterback, but I should have known better because Daniel Jones gets hurt every year anyway. If the Giants had won yesterday and Daniel Jones had played, they would be one game back with all of these tiebreakers heading into December with more winnable games coming up. But instead, they look the furthest thing from a playoff team. Do you know they are tied for scoring the least amount of points in football with the Houston Texans after yesterday? The Houston Texans, 32nd in the league. And Joe Judge is saying we're moving in the right direction. It's December 6th. What right direction, D.A.? To Christmas shopping? What's the right direction? To Aiden Hutchinson at the top of the draft? Where's the direction? And now, by the way, Mike Glennon got a concussion yesterday. When, we don't know. Might have played the whole game with it. And they're going to have Jake from State Farm play against the Chargers on Sunday, who's been with the team for a week.
Jake Fromm's nickname is State Farm because there's Jake from State Farm?
Yeah, so now he's Jake from State Farm.
What a disgrace. And the biggest problem was you're like, hey, there's winnable games coming up. Yeah, the issue is they have to win the winnable games. And this was one of those. And I can't even say they got blown out because it wasn't even that type of blowout. It was just like, the Giants are just so much worse than the Dolphins that even the Dolphins could play a mediocre game and still beat them by 11 points.
No doubt. They've scored a combined 22 points over 2 weeks.
The Giants still have the Chargers and the Cowboys left on the table.
It's going to be a fun next 2 weeks.
So that feels like 4-10 right there.
It's what we call the long goodbye now.
And then Eagles, Bucks, and Washington. And Eagles and Washington could be playing meaningful games those weeks.
Eagles, Bears, and Washington.
Right. Well, I'm saying that the Bears are probably not going to be playing a significant game.
Oh, no, you said the Bucks. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Eagles and Washington will have something to play for.
Good. We'll knock them out. I'm not scared of them.
So the NFC East could get 3 teams in the playoffs, and the Giants wouldn't be one of them.
By the way, I'd like to see that Giants-Bears turnout. Not exactly McMahon Sims.
By the way, the Giants might be playing to make sure the Bears have a worse pick for them that they're getting.
Right now, the NFC playoff picture, you know the 4 division leaders, and then it's the Rams as the top wild card, and then Washington and San Francisco as the next 2 wild cards, with the Eagles a half game behind. It could be Washington and Philly making the playoffs with the Cowboys winning the division, and the Giants the only team of the NFC East that doesn't make the postseason.
It's disgraceful. And Taylor Heineke's doing this. We can't fit. We have Mike Glennon playing quarterback. This is our solution.
Tough guy. Joe Judge, tough guy.